Republican Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, member of the Oversight and Judiciary Committees, also co-chair of the Border Security Caucus. Great to have you in focus. Let's start where Chad Pergram just left off. 180 to 200 Republicans must be a yes. Would you be a yes?
Well, Harris, that's premature to ask because we don't even know what they're talking about. We know that they're meeting. We know that the president wants to spend more money. He wants to continue deficit spending. And he doesn't want to bring the number down that you have to increase the debt ceiling, or that he's asking to increase the debt ceiling. So all of those pressures indicate that he's actually more intractable perhaps today than he was even a week or so ago. So we don't know what we're even talking about right now, Harris.
You know what? Let me follow up because I want to make sure I understand. You want to bring down the number for the debt ceiling itself, and yet we'd still be able to pay our bills, so on and so forth. Explain.
Yeah, so what you do is you have to bend the spending curve right now. And people forget this. We bring in about $400 billion a month in tax revenue, but we spend about $500 billion a month. Those are just rough numbers. Mm-hmm. So if you can bend your spending curve down so that you don't have to have a deficit spend of $100 billion a month, you actually might start getting to where if you do have to increase your debt limit, you can do it at a lower rate than otherwise. But right now, that's not what this administration wants to do. In fact, in some instances, they've talked about raising spending.
Well, I tell you what, I'm so glad that you explained that, because that's beyond embarrassing that we can't figure out that when you bring in less than you spend. Like, if you run your household like that, they'll come get your house. You can't live like that.
No, that's right. Nobody, no individual, no company can last very long. It's only in this make-believe bubble that we have here where we just keep spending money and think that we can just keep spending money.
All right, I do want to get to this. The president says he's done his part. I still am not clear on what that is yet. And he says he's blameless when it comes to the debt ceiling talks, a very different narrative than this campaign promise. Let's watch.
It's here. Harry Truman said it. It means no excuses. It means taking responsibility, the ultimate responsibility for the biggest decisions in the world.
Congressman, your reaction?
Oh, my.
You're laughing.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you say to that? I mean, here's a guy that would refuse to negotiate at all, Harris. And then when he refused to negotiate, so the House said, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and put a plan out there. We put a plan out, and he says he's still not going to negotiate. The House put a plan out about a month ago, and he refused to negotiate. Chuck Schumer should have taken it up, which is what you do with legislation. He should have taken it up, had his vote, amended it, done whatever he thought should be done, and then we'd be having a conference committee, and we'd be pretty well on our way. But that's not what's happened here. He has basically said, well, I'm going to use the 14th Amendment, which is bogus on its face. Then he said we're going to spend more money. Then he said we're going to spend less money. He doesn't even know what his position is.
Wow.
For him to say he's blameless is absolutely, utterly ridiculous.
But that part you just mentioned, that he doesn't even know what his position is, that is toxic, and that is powerfully working against what the nation needs right now in this conversation. Look, they've just resumed their talks, McCarthy and Biden's designates, deputies, and what you're saying is we're not getting real-time reports on that conversation. Maybe it wouldn't help if we did, I don't know, to have too much public, but the fact that it is clear to you that the president doesn't even have an articulable position on things is really frightening. All right. The FBI is facing fierce criticism after special counsel John Durham's scathing report found no basis for the Russia collusion investigation, and whistleblower testimony alleged retaliation. Weaponization Subcommittee Chairman Jim Jordan said this.
In the end, money always gets people's attention. And so what we're going to have to do is say, hey, FBI, you can't use federal tax dollars. You can't use the American tax dollars for this kind of activity. We got to limit how they spend the money, maybe even limit them. We have to exercise our authority, the power of the purse, to limit what the federal government, what the FBI and the Justice Department are doing to the American people.
A new op-ed says the FBI gets an F in trust due to the recent scandals. but show absolutely no remorse. It argues, with its credibility already at rock bottom, each day brought a fresh scandal, and yet from the Bureau's unconscious public statements, there is no remorse. Congressman.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you've got whistleblowers who the Democrats in Congress are saying they're not whistleblowers, even though they've done everything that they're required to for a law to be a whistleblower. You've got the FBI saying no problem. And not only did they come under intense scrutiny under Durham's report, don't forget that they also blew up FISA over 200,000 times, that they had mistakes and errors in FISA compliance. So
wow.
They're spying on American people. They actually impacted the 2016 election. They impacted the 2020 election, both in what they chose to suppress and by what they chose to provide as disinformation to the American people. That is on the table. And what they want is they want a $4 billion new Taj Mahal type of facility for their headquarters. They don't want to have any restructuring at all, no reforms at all. And then they expect us to just continue to go along as sheep that they get to surveil and abuse.
Wow. Give me the number again, just on that building that the FBI wants.
$4 billion.
$4 billion. $4 billion. Okay. All right. Well, we just found $3 billion extra for Ukraine. We have a lot of money. I haven't seen those changes that the FBI is going to make. Do you think we predicate it maybe on their ability to change for the better? Let's move forward. Because I want to keep you for this breaking news, Congressman. This is a live look here from our Fox flight team, the Border Patrol, rounding up a large group of illegal immigrants along the Rio Grande. Agents are dealing with thousands of people waiting to cross into the United States. Well, we know it's ticked back up. We've seen massive groups waiting in Mexico since Title 42 was lifted earlier this month. Look, the weather depressed some things. There were some just like a lull. But look at this now, Congressman.
Yeah, Harris, that lull that you saw was the cartels trying to figure out what our reaction would really be post-Title 42 going away. They're going to open up the floodgates again. This is something that we predicted last week. And I'm just going to tell you that they're not vetting these people. They're releasing them. And we found more people on the terrorist watch list of those that they were able to vet. You can only vet those people because of certain databases, but most countries don't share with us. We don't have that information, and so we have no idea whether these people are coming in, have malevolent or benign intentions to the United States.
We know they want to get in, and the gotaways are in the tens of thousands now with this influx. I hope and pray that the border states are ready. We know that the governor, Greg Abbott in Texas, is mobilized with he's building his own wall out of wire and everything else, and that's helping to stem the tide in some areas. Arizona, too. I know down in Yuma, your state is doing as much as it can. But goodness, wouldn't it be great if the White House would help? Congressman, thank you.
Thanks, Harris.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.